Welcome to hopefully the first of many, many podcasts. This is the Department of Drift. My name is J-Mac, and alongside me, across from me, however you want to look at it, DJ Laubscher. Dude, this is a brand new venture, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I think it's going to be a good thing as well to, enlighten everybody on the nature of drift. It's sort of and inner workings of drift. I mean, it's a
coming from a guy who's never drifted and a bloke who's been drifting for how long?
Oh, probably well over 18 months now.
Look, Deej, tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I'll do the same, and then basically we'll talk about what Department of Drift is all about.
So basically, I started drifting about 18 months ago. Sort of, got into it being from the old land of the long white cloud, New Zealand.
Yes.
I sort of, they love their skids, they love their burnouts, they love everything over there. So I got into it over there a little bit with some friends, and then came over here. Sort of got the opportunity to be able to get a car and afford a car effectively, to then be able to establish myself on the track and everything. And where I am now, it's sort of it becomes an addiction pretty quick.
Oh, absolutely. Look, I've been around motorsport for the better part of 10 years now, and you've also got yourself a YouTube channel.
Yep.
So you're going to get a couple of plugs, obviously, throughout here. But tell me a little bit about your YouTube channel and what you've been doing as far as your social media channels and stuff.
Just trying to use that as sort of an avenue, really, to grow drift. I mean, the guys here, they do the little social media things and that sort of stuff. But, I mean, we need an avenue where we can put out how people are at events, the camaraderie, the community vibe that you get. You don't necessarily see that on Instagram. You see a photo, you're like, awesome.
Yeah.
Car's doing a fat skid.
Yeah.
So you kind of see, where sort of my channel's focused on the inner workings of drift events and what happens there. So,
so it's a lot of pit stuff. It's a lot of garage stuff. Obviously, you've got a couple of onboards and bits and pieces. But, okay, so let's talk about the really important thing when it comes to YouTube. How many subs you got?
About 209 now, I think.
209? That's still about 170 more than I do.
It's all right. Your channel's still fresh, mate.
We're getting there. I got like 4 videos up. So I'm J-Mac. Actual name is Jared McLean. You can see how I got J-Mac.
J-Mac.
Yeah, pretty much. I am responsible for J-Mac Media.
Yep.
J-Mac Media is basically all about motorsports announcing.
Check
Hosting.
them out on every social you can.
Yeah, so I've got the Insta, I've got the Facebook, I've got I've got YouTube now. That's a very fresh thing. My recent stuff, I've been doing a lot of drag racing over the last 7-8 years. Nice mug, Deej. That's an awesome mug.
Cheers, J-Mac.
You're
courtesy of J-Mac's cupboard.
In case you weren't actually aware, this is actually being filmed at my place at J-Mac Media HQ, which is a fancy way of saying this is my home office. It's been converted into a studio. So it looks good. We got the red, we got the blue.
The whole it fits with the theme.
It does.
Department of Drift. So we got the red and blue going like we're the cops.
The Drift Police. Yeah, right. My background has been with motorsport commentary and announcing for quite some time. I've gone over and done big car shows like Motor X, and I've been doing the announcing for D1WA and DriftWest.
Yep.
For a couple of years now. Yeah. And all of a sudden we find ourselves right here. And Department of Drift, okay, we sort of have to lay it out. It's not our manifesto, but Department of Drift, we're basically trying to give a WA perspective, and we're leaning heavily on the likes of Maximum Driftcast and in terms of something a bit closer to home,
Drift Podcast
Special Stage. Those guys, Ben and Travis, do some fantastic stuff on a fairly shoestring budget.
Yeah.
We want to kind of stick it to them.
Bring it.
Yes. No. Look, and that's one thing that I've always sort of held close, is that when it comes to this kind of creative space that we sort of inhabit and creating content and stuff, there's no such thing as as enemies or competition. It's something that we would love, and we're hoping to actually work with those guys in the near future. So this is not a competition thing at all. We're not trying to steal subs. We're not trying to take views away from them. We want to work with these guys, and we want to build drifting up. And that's what Department of Drift's all about. We want to talk about WA drifting, whether it's D1WA, DriftWest, with the Nishi D events with WA Drift School, anything like that. We want to pump that up. We also want to have a look at Formula D. We also want to look at, it used to be the Irish Drift Championship. Now it's Drift Games.
Drift Games. And then you got BDC still, which is a homage to the old part there.
That's actually under new ownership, so that's something for a later episode, I think.
Stevenson, I think.
Yeah. So that's definitely something that we are going to talk about in episodes to come. Yeah. So that pretty much lays out what we're about here, why we're doing this. The goal is to try and get an episode up, whatever. Well, ultimately, we'd like to do it weekly.
Yeah.
We're going to set aside time weekly.
Definitely.
And being in this early stage, we'll see how we go.
Well, we've got to work around a few things. I mean, we've sort of got to analyse that sort of thing that we do.
This kind of thing takes a lot of beer.
Yeah. And a lot of titty mugs.
Titty juice.
Titty mugs, It's a bit of solo, but I'm on the hard stuff.
That's the introductions out of the way.
Yep.
Hopefully they sort of know you.
Yeah.
They know me. They know what drifting is all about. Let's start talking about some of the meaty stuff. And I think one of the really big things from 2018, you have to look at DriftWest's Battlefest. That was a huge 2-day event. Had just about 50 drivers. We had 2 layouts running over the course of the 2 days. It was absolutely huge, man.
It was massive. It's, so much going on. I still, to this day, can't comprehend the involvement of everybody being on point to make the event run.
Yeah.
Like, considering it was the first one, everyone's out of their comfort zone. Everyone's out of their depth. It was just, and it went off. I mean, it was good. I had a lot of fun. I mean, I was running around doing pit reporting.
Yeah, we roped you in. We had the live stream running, and we needed a pit reporter. So this guy he got the call up, and
that's when I still had the long hair.
Yes, you did actually. How are you liking the short hair?
I like it. It's good. It's got the summer vibe.
You look seriously.
Cheers.
You look a lot better. Yeah, you look a lot better. I like it.
But no, it's definitely something I'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
With the pit reporting side of things on that.
I think we're definitely going to get you in a few times now.
Also with the event itself, I mean, they pulled in a driver from Darwin.
Yeah, Patrick Barley.
Like that's phenomenal. I mean, I think there's definitely photos there where you can actually see his container sitting on the infield of Barb's.
Yep.
That is S13 was shipped in. It had his tools, everything, and the professional of that team.
He had a great crew with him.
Oh my gosh.
The guy is like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah.
And that Dimmitt Tools S13, 15 is schmick. Well,
mate.
It was.
Till it met WA drive.
Yeah. So, I mean, Patrick Barley, that car is incredible to say the least. But a 400 cube sprint car motor, because the Barley family, they come from a real sprint car sort of background.
Yeah.
And they've done that really well. Patrick wanted to get into it. And, I mean, the guy is just... He's on point. I have to say that the judges were under the impression that he had some of the best throttle control that they've seen ever.
Oh yeah,
and for such a young driver, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you notice with young drivers, they have this fear, like lack of fear, where that
it's like
just,
a poker player who doesn't know the rules of the game, so he goes and makes those weird calls and it pays off.
Yeah, and it just works every single time. The hand is always good. It's it was the same for him. It was amazing to see. That thing sounds. Oh man.
Yeah.
It's.
I mean, it almost sounded lazy. Like it had that much power to spare, and his throttle control was so good. You didn't hear the big, quick, high revving. It was just wah, wah, wah. It was crazy, but it was a pleasure to see, and I know that he had some great results, and he basically cut a path through some of our best WA drifters.
Yeah, and it's definitely set the bar. I mean,
seriously,
I would not be surprised come the 2019 season if we see a few more guys from Darwin, and also potentially some of us making their way up there.
Yeah, there's more to come here in this episode about that. But obviously, if you didn't actually know, Patrick scored himself third place after the 2 days of drifting.
Yeah, I was actually trying to recall then where he ended up.
Yeah.
I knew it was second or third
place. I actually scored his Penrite oil. I scored the HPR 30.
That's awesome.
Because he's got to deal with Castrol.
Oh, he
so he uses the Castrol oil.
Yeah.
I needed oil in the Merc. Like literally the oil pressure gauge was like dipping. And I said when I was doing the announcing, I said, if anyone doesn't need the HPR 30, that's what the Merc uses. Send it my way.
Hey, I use the same with 33. So.
Dude, HPR 30 is mint. We see skid guys, like burnout guys, using HPR 30 on the daily.
It doesn't break down.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. And it's actually relatively cheap.
It's cheap.
Dude, like
I get 3 services for the price of 10/10 racing.
Yeah, man.
So
it's awesome. Good. So, I mean, he definitely deserved it. I didn't see any really any suspect sort of battles where I thought it went against him, and it was refreshing to see such a young driver so on top of his game, and there was some awesome skill on display there.
No, without a doubt, he's very to the point. There's no, like you say, there's no dirtiness with him as a driver. He doesn't play games. He's on throttle. He's running hard. You know you can commit behind him. He's not going to do anything silly. Random little slow ups. You can just get on door, which I think was what made it amazing for all our boys locally to drive with him, because he was just consistent.
Yeah.
You know, so I think even the battle he had with Lana, that was something else.
And that was something that we built up over the course of the weekend. Like, we were keen. We were frothing to see that.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to this episode's beer.
I like the segue.
The frothy. All right.
Was it $10 for a 6-pack?
Was it $10 for a 6-pack? Yeah. So we got 2.
Yes.
2 6-packs.
We're on
and
the hard tack,
we're just
mate.
About done. It's a mid-strength. So what?
On the hard tack. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
Getting underway.
Yeah. So, but look, a great result for Patrick Barley. Second place, Chris Day.
Oh.
I think the standout. All right. Now let's leave the controversy for the back end of this bit. But Chris Day, he's been out of drifting for ages.
Yeah, it was strange with him, because drifting sort of when I started was when he was still around a little bit, and then it kind of took a bit of a decline where they were struggling for entrance.
Which car was he drifting
he's
then?
in the Commodore, so he's using the Commodore for
the VX with the big single.
Yeah, that's kind of what made me respect LS.
So good.
It's epic, and it fogs tires like nothing.
Yeah. He's hard to. He looks like he'd be hard to chase. Obviously, caveat here. I have not ever drifted. All right?
I've had J-Mac in the 33.
Leave your hate down below. Seriously, for those of you watching when we load this up to YouTube and Facebook, leave your hate down below. But
we'll get him in a car some more. It's all good.
Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I'll do like a drift school WA day or something.
Definitely. You can use the 33.
Sounds good. All right, let's go.
So Chris, and eventually he disappeared for quite a while. I mean, I've seen the Commodore twice before I started. From there, we sort of moved, we all carried on with doing our thing, and a lot of the guys that were around with him in his day sort of faded as well.
Yeah.
And he randomly appeared at a random round at that point was WA Drift.
He was in like a JZX90.
Yeah, it was JZX90 or JZX100.
Yeah.
Which was meant to be, I think it was meant to be his international car.
Right.
So I think he was gearing up to do a similar thing to Lana, where he was gonna go traveling with it. And it ended up coming out. I think it did one event, and then just completely faded into the distance.
Yeah.
You'd never heard of him, and then when the Outlaw series was announced, they kind of pulled him out of the woodwork.
Yeah,
a bit,
it kind of sounds like it gave him a bit of a wake up call, and he's come back. And it was a fantastic result. Came in second place, and literally that came down to the last run of the day. So he'd done a fantastic lead run up against Mitch Lana, and literally did everything right. He hit all the marks. He hit all the clipping points.
It was a sick battle.
Smoke for days.
Oh, man. Yeah. Starting bushfires, mate.
Fog engaged.
Yep.
The thing was just insane. And then and then when it was Mitch Lana's turn to lead in the Corolla in Franco version 2.
Yeah.
Just
out of nowhere.
Whatever the deal was, it almost looked like Lana kind of slowed up to a certain extent, and then Chris just pile drived him.
Yeah.
Seriously, there was a move that belongs on like the UFC or like some sort of WWE.
Yep. Definitely. It was, completely. He cleaned up the back of that Corolla. I think he actually bent the chassis in the rear.
Oh, really?
So according to Lana, the back of the chassis actually, it's rippled a little bit.
Right.
So it was a solid hit, but as when I had a chat to Chris at the end of the event, he actually said to me, up the hill on the ADGP layout, which to people that don't know,
back layout now.
Yeah.
We unfortunately we weren't able to like live stream that layout. It was just too cost intensive for cameras and commentators and everything else. It would have been a nightmare. It would have been absolutely killer to have it.
Yeah.
But it would have just been too hard. So we were running the two layouts, ADGP layout. Now, he reckoned that Mitch was a lot more rough and ready and right up him.
He was, Chris was saying he was almost driving away from him. And I mean, this is a 700 horsepower LS turbo that he's versing in a Corolla that's, LS.
The Corolla's got the weight advantage, and it's no slouch when it comes to the motor department either.
Considering it's an LS, I think it's actually a 6-litre. I think
it's an L98 or something.
Yeah, so it's a fairly hefty LS. It's not a slouch, as you say. Yeah, he reckons up the hill all day, so he just went full send mode on that run, and kind of came unstuck and just sent it way in the back. Put Lana was beached as.
Oh, dude, he got sent so hard into the sand, it was absolutely insane.
I think it's the first time we've ever seen Lana in the sand, though.
Yeah, but I mean, credit to Lana, it's the first time that we've seen him in the sand, and it wasn't even his fault.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
well, depending on how you read it. I mean, okay, if he slowed up, he was playing the mind games.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can assign some of the blame to Lana, but look, Chris Day, it was a massive pit maneuver, and if it was a high-speed chase, seriously,
ex-cop car probably.
Busted.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Mitch Lana, he came in, he won DriftWest Battlefest, but he brought two cars. One, the R34, he brought out for the WA Performance big entry comp.
Yeah.
And that was insane. I mean, it was honestly a toss-up between Mitch Lana and Alex Zafino in the garage, 17 S14.
Yeah, S14. Yeah.
That was, we talk about full send. That was the definition of full send.
Yeah, that's the thing though. Zafino, well, everyone knows, I call him Zaf. Zaf has always been known for his full send mentality. I mean, considering that Garage 17 car was freshly painted, and it wasn't a backyard job either.
It's got a pretty decent body kit on it too.
I think it's actually BN. So it was a BN style, or it was a BN kit.
Yeah.
Which is, it's big, wide. It's explosive, and he exploded it pretty good.
Oh, he did, yeah.
When he went to the sand.
But it showed up the next day, because obviously that was on the evening of day one.
Yeah.
Showed up the next day looking just as good as ever. So they did some cable ties and some drift stitching.
Typical.
It was fine.
A drifter's toolkit.
We are nothing if not adaptable.
Exactly.
Make shit work.
Yeah, make it work. Just, take cable ties, chuck them where it's needed.
Yeah.
The other thing with that car as well, I mean, that car's been running for years.
Zaf?
That 14's been around for a long time. Like, I found photos of it, 5-6 years ago. And I'm like, it's been going. It was originally known as the Brazilian machine.
Yeah, because it had all the colours of the Brazilian flag and everything. It was awesome. It was killer.
And then he's actually...
Because Zaf is not Brazilian at all, is he? Like, there's no lineage there.
I'm not sure. I'd say he's probably Italian.
If you're listening to this and you actually know the heritage of the Zafinos. Alex Zafino, we would love to know. All right?
Yeah. I'm sure Dom will probably listen, which is his brother.
Yeah.
So, but he dubbed it the Mystery Machine.
Yeah, right.
That's the nickname he's given it. So it's known as the Mystery Machine. I was like, it's not mysterious, but we'll go with it.
So getting back to it, Mitch Lana, that was what the R34 was brought for. He was actually doing his competition drifting in Franco, which is the ex Adam Monk Rat Roller as it was under his ownership,
which had the D1WA check as the hood scoop.
Yeah, it did too. That's right. That was one of the really cool aspects. So that car got a massive freshen up when Mitch brought it from Adam, and it came out as Franco's sort of version 2 as such, and it really got used to great effect. I mean, the thing had such incredible mechanical grip. You just see it squat and take off. Yeah,
which is surprising for a car of that weight. It's amazing to see the stuff he's done with that car. You kind of wonder. You're like, there's you spend a lot of time on it for sure.
Yeah,
without a doubt. I mean, it looks similar. It's had a bit of a paint job and that stuff, but suspension wise, to get it to grip the way that thing was, like you say.
Oh, yeah.
Was epic.
Yeah. And talking about making it hard for the guy chasing you, I mean, again, frog cog engaged, the thing just laced.
As soon as it got sideways.
With smoke. It's insane.
Yeah. As soon as it got sideways, it's like, where do I go? I need a GPS.
Yeah. So, I mean, Mitch has obviously taken out DriftWest Battlefest, so he's scored himself a massive victory there. And he's looking to now sort of pull back from competition drifting here in WA. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing really on the cards for the rest of Australia, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, a lot of so much of what goes on is linked into sponsors, etc.
Yeah, without
a doubt. So
I think his focus or his ambition now is going to be running with IDC a lot.
Yeah.
So I
you have to. I mean, the guy came second. In the latest, he's honestly one of the closest undefeated. That's actually come to beating how many years now?
I think it's 14 years or so. I mean, you've had the likes of Forrest Wang. There's a heap. I mean, I always forget the names. I always do it, but there's a big list of people. And I mean, credit to Mitch, he actually took it to a few of the guys that came back, the likes of Forrest Wang coming to IDC to compete.
Yep.
You know, he's made a friend in someone that I think he idolized.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And look, ultimately, I mean, he's versed some of the best in the world. And
James Dean.
He is now a Formula D licensed driver for Formula D, pro. So ultimately, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing sealed in, but he's on the hunt for a deal that's going to get him across to America at some stage. I
definitely think he deserves a break. I mean, he's proven himself off his own back. I think it's hopefully he can find that person that's willing to take the risk, take the punt with him. Because I think there's definitely someone there for him to run with.
He's already proven himself in the sense that like he's cut his teeth. He's versed, like I say, some of the best in the world.
Yeah, that's true.
So now it is just a case of waiting for the right person to come along with the right deal.
Yeah,
because there's so much involved.
Oh man,
dude,
money. The money aspect of it's the biggest. I mean, the things you hear,
but you feel so bad asking straight up for cash. Like,
I would too. I mean,
your stuff, like your stickers are great, but I need that cash money.
Yeah, it's like I like it.
Yeah,
yeah. It's going to someone going, I need 150 grand to do a full year, which is nowhere probably near the amount you need. You probably need 4 times that. Yeah, especially doing an FD round.
Yeah,
and the things I've heard from there is absurd with what you need.
Crazy.
Like, I think they're just the cost is astronomical, but the way the sport's portrayed is, the professionalism level it's there. So
I think if you had to directly compare it to some of the other comps going on at the moment, you'd have to definitely, especially in the top 2, you'd have to put like D1NZ.
Oh yeah,
and I honestly think the other spot. I'm not saying that D1NZ is top of the charts, but the other one would have to be the IDC.
Yep. Yeah, definitely.
What was the IDC? We're still
now
yet to see
games.
any events. We've got the schedule for Drift Games. As far as I'm aware, I think we've got the schedule for just about every comp in the world has now been released.
Yeah,
and
which
it's
is
looking
good.
like a massive year of drifting.
I think it's effectively there may be 2 weekends where there's no drifting.
Yeah, which is totally fine by me.
I'm happy.
I'm totally cool with that. Yeah.
If I'm not driving, I want to be watching driving. Yeah. And if I'm not watching driving, then I'll be dreaming about driving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
you want to be driving.
I need to find me a street car, damn it.
All right, so that kind of, overall, there was definitely some stuff with DriftWest Battlefest that I think could be tidied up. A lot of that stuff probably wasn't portrayed necessarily to the general public. They probably didn't understand quite what was going on, but there were a few shortcomings that I can safely say will be sorted next time they approach something of this magnitude. And I think we have a November 2nd and 3rd event for the next Battlefest, which is the next big 2-day event for DriftWest. So plenty of time to iron out the kinks. But, DriftWest will release their schedule, so make sure you check out DriftWest's Facebook page and the WASCC or Barbagallo Raceway page, which has the DriftWest tab, which you can see all the events.
Yeah, so everything's listed there. I mean, I'm pretty much in the same light. There's some things you got to, they've got to take from it, but all in all, the event ran with. I mean, there's a few hitches, but hey, it's the first one.
That's exactly right. And I mean, the fact that we were able to get 50 cars out was a massive achievement in and of itself. The fact that we were able to run 2 layouts, the fact that we were able to live stream to hundreds of, so many thousands of people.
Yep.
Massive.
It's a huge effort. Yeah. So,
this is officially us giving DriftWest a pat on the back. Well done, guys.
There you go.
You guys did a good job. Now, it kind of relates back to our guys who came in the top 3. Patrick Barley, the young fella from the Northern Territory, he does a lot of his drifting with TEDA, Top End Drift Association. And they've been running some pretty crazy stuff. I was actually looking at their schedule. They've got their first competition event on the 2nd of March. The second one is, I think you have to wait till April for that. But the big one that's actually got a few WA guys interested is the Drift State of Origin. And that's another 2-day event. Well, actually, 5th, 6th, 7th. It runs between the 5th and the 7th. So it's a 3-day event.
Yep.
The Drift State of Origin. This is an event that we've sent a few of our WA guys over to before. I know Brent Peters from Lux has gone over.
We've had Dave Gordon, I think, went over the last one. Adam Monk, I think, is a fairly consistent regular up there.
Yeah.
He's always there. And then, we've had, I think, Trevor Durham went last year as well, to the last State of Origin. We want to get a lot more drivers there.
Oh, for sure.
It's definitely something. I mean, personally, on the D-Lo, if I can afford it, I want to go.
Yeah. Now, there's rumours abounding about a truck going. So we're talking a possible 8-car deal, sending it up.
I've heard through some friends that, they want to look at getting a truck so that we can, everyone chips in X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
You put it on the truck, put
and
the
then
tools and everything, and then we fly up.
Yep, and the truck
cars are driven
out.
there, and then come back. It'll just make it cost effective for everybody, as opposed to like what Patrick did, shipping container.
And kudos to the guy.
Yeah,
like it was insane. The fact that he bring 2 crew members.
So I think it was his dad and I think granddad maybe.
Yeah, right.
So I think it's a full family.
It was
team.
a small crew.
Yeah,
like they made the trip and they did such a good job. So the least that the WA drift scene can do is sort of let's go over and let's show these guys how WA plays.
We'll go bend a few of the other cars.
Yeah, why not? Well, I mean that car of Patrick's, it's been smoked on every single panel except maybe the roof, and even that's like only a distinct maybe.
Yeah,
it's probably creased somewhere. Yeah,
the roof's just there.
Yeah, so I mean, and that's Drift State of Origin. Seriously, goals for that would be, I would love to go. Yeah. I would love to weasel my way onto the commentary team.
Panel.
So if anyone from Top End Drift Association is listening to this, watching this, drop me a line at JMac Media. We can have a chat. I would seriously love to be involved.
Yep.
Pay for my flights, accommodation, and give me a couple of $100 for the weekend. We are set.
Done.
Yeah, done. I will prostitute myself out so hard for that shit.
It'll be sick.
Me. But yeah, ultimately we want to try and get it. I would hope to see a full car transporter sent up to the Northern Territory to go and compete.
Be so sick.
If we can bring back a trophy, that'd be even better.
Oh, yeah, keep
it killer.
And then we can force the boys in TEDA to come down here and come get your trophy.
I honestly think that since Patrick came to DriftWest and had such a great result and be such a great time, it was so widely accepted from the WA drifting community.
I mean, I've had a few of the boys actually start adding me on Facebook. I'm like, okay,
who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I looked at it and I'm like, I've seen that car before. And I looked at it. Oh, look, it's I think it was, one of them was Mitch Doyle.
Yeah.
But I mean, the boys are starting to reach out and sort of get to know all of us in WA to sort of, to try and maybe swing us up there.
To be honest, it's as much to go to Darwin as it is or it's less to go to Darwin than it is to go to Sydney.
Exactly. Yep. So we're not paying for the nullable freight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit it.
Just send it up through the Pilbara. We'll be good.
So if anyone's actually thinking of having a go at the Drift State Origin event, the Department of Drift would love to hear from you. We would love to actually have you on. At the moment, it is just us two, but we are looking to get guests onto the show. With the equipment we've got, we can do another 2 guests.
Yeah. So man, it'll be good getting someone on. I mean, we sort of want to get an idea of your thought as to why you want to go. And build a bit of try and help you build a bit of your backstory. That sort of thing.
Yeah, I think so.
So
yeah. So of course, as DJ takes a long suck. Wow.
Oh, all right.
Wasting valuable time.
That's all right.
That's all right. Professionalism.
Yeah, it's high.
Yeah, unprofessionally professional.
Hey, the unprofessionals.
We make it. Yes, that's right. So, of course, DriftWest is not the only club. I mean, DriftWest do their drifting on the main track. They do some training on the infield. But D1WA have really stamped their mark across the infield. And we're not just talking about in tyre marks.
The tyre marks, yes.
No, and you can definitely tell when a D1 event's been on. That's for sure.
Well, West Coast announcers have to compete there. But
The tip-in comp left some killer rubber across that pad.
That corner was
insane.
weird.
Oh, yeah.
One of our rounds was
Yeah, the
strange.
changing grip levels was huge.
It felt like turn 7.
It was big.
It was odd.
It was big. So obviously, D1WA is the other drift club that does drifting at Barbagallo, and the biggest. It's been quite a while since they've had an event. Obviously, they had their final round quite a ways before the Christmas New Year period.
November, September, somewhere around there. So we had our last round, but
the next big thing is the upcoming election.
Yep. Yeah, so we've got upcoming AGM, so where you got myself and Dan Davey.
Yeah, so you two are going for club president. Not awkward at all. It's just, it is what it is. Yeah. It's an election race. Don't headbutt the microphone.
Sorry.
God. So, yourself, Dan Davey, are going for the club presidency role, but that's not the only position that's up for grabs. We have, there's a few committee member roles as well as the club vice president now. Andrew Murphy is the outgoing D1WA club president, and he's been in there for how long now?
3-4 years, I think.
It's been that long?
Yeah,
I thought he took over from Pat Coates, so I thought it was only 2 years.
Actually, sorry, 2 years, yes.
Yeah, 2 years.
I keep thinking it's longer because it's just, I've always remembered Andy's car being around for a long time.
You mean the car that never drifted?
Yeah, it was, when it was SR, it used to drift. It's the only LS converted car that never saw the track.
Right.
So he converted to LS.
See, that's a history to me because since I started commentating with D1WA, I've never actually seen Andy drift.
Oh, okay. He used to be known as the Haymaker.
Yes.
So him and Nick Plunkett and a few of the other boys used to all have this little Mexican garage.
Yeah, the Mexican garage deal.
So it was them, and then that used to be called the Haymaker, and then eventually it became the shed ornament.
One hell of a shed ornament. Don't get us wrong. Yeah, Andrew, you know how to make a good car. You know how to make a killer.
You know how to make a car not run. We love it.
Can feel the fire spitting from here. No wonder I'm sweating. It's hot. So, Andrew Murphy's done a fantastic job in his role as club president. And one thing I have to say about D1WA is they have really absolutely smashed the Give It A Go market. Opening the door to newcomers to come out onto that infield and have a go.
Yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, the Give It A Go stuff, it's basically just for want of a better word, car park drifting with cones. So the damage levels or the possible damage levels to cars is very limited.
Yeah.
I mean, what troubles are you going to have running into cones?
And that's the thing. I mean, although cones do get stuck to exhaust, that sort of thing, but the feedback for a lot of those events have been really awesome. A lot of the guys that come along, we get messages almost on the daily. When's the next event? When's the next event? And it's, the disappointment when you say, oh, there's no more for the year.
Yeah.
It's, you kind of feel bad.
You do.
I mean, we got another event, there's an event coming up for females.
Yes, the 13th of January. So you probably won't hear this episode before that event. So we promise to, we will get some guests on. We will get some ladies on.
Yes,
and we will. Look, if we have to pay them, we'll make it happen.
Not that kind of paying people, all right?
not like that. No.
Not J-Max, no.
Hey, come on, man. Into the mic. How do you say this? I want to say Jose No Drifto.
It's not Mexican. I don't even know how to say it myself, to be honest. I've got.
We need to talk to someone who actually speaks Japanese. I think goes to Japan regularly. So, I'm sure Ken Leong.
Probably get Ken Leong to pronounce it to sort of give us an idea, but
if someone can send us the grammatical pronunciation, like the phonetic pronunciation of that,
wiki that,
it would be great. Yeah, I tried to actually plug it into Google, and it wasn't playing the game today.
The Google, when they were setting it up, the Google did it backwards. So Talia got it how the Japanese would say it, as far as I understand.
Yeah, because I know they do some funny stuff in terms of switching the words around and first names and last names. But that's more the Chinese.
Yeah. This for some reason was flipped on its head. The same.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so there was some debate for a good week of what do we
actually going to call it? Heaven forbid that someone who actually speaks Japanese sees the name of our event
and gets offended.
Yeah,
sorry.
No. So that's happening on the 13th of January, and then there's a string of Give It A Go days. But then you've got to wait until January, February, March, April, May for the first match series. It's 4 months gap.
Yep.
Why is that?
It's just, we're trying to, so basically this year, one of the big goals was to work with the other events. So the likes of DriftWest and Nishi D.
Yeah.
So we're trying to work around events and that sort of thing.
Nishi D being Ken Drift School WA events where they're not necessarily competition. Oh, they are competition, but they're not tandem. They're not battles as such.
It'll eventually progress to tandems.
Yeah.
But originally the competition level starts off with single car comps.
Yeah.
So you work on technique, technique aspect, and then from there you'll eventually progress to 2-car battles.
Yeah. So getting back to why there's a 4-month gap between
it's
D1WA events.
At the moment, it's just to sort of, try not to have event overlap.
Yeah.
We sort of wanted the DriftWest stuff to be at the start of the year, and then we'll be at the end of the year.
Just to give there is a massive mid-year break before we start getting into the back end of the DriftWest competition as well. So I guess give a little, take a little, and it looks. I think there was even a photo getting around with all the calendars together. Because Nishi D even made it in as well.
We made sure when we put it together, we put all the dates there so everyone can grab that, chuck it on their fridge.
Yeah.
You got no excuse now. you know
there's no shortage of drifting in 2019, hey?
The amount of people that have gone, oh, my wallet.
If you're FIFO, seriously, it's just, it doesn't matter. You can just, as long as your membership is current with both clubs,
you're good.
Pick and choose.
Yeah.
Go, I'm home this weekend. I'm drifting with this lot. I'm home that weekend. I'm drifting with these guys.
Yep.
So it's sport for choice.
Yeah. So there should really be no excuse other than the fact that your boss is being a wanker and won't give you a day off.
Yeah.
Bastards. Tell him love from the department. So you let him work that one out.
But I mean, there's been a new sort of sense of cooperation across the two clubs and,
it's just
encapsulating that whole deal.
We found, there's the segregation that was there. I mean, me as a driver when I first started, there was a bit of rift. I mean, it was evident.
Yeah.
Where now that I'm sort of involved in the committee and that sort of stuff, I want to get rid of it. I don't stand for, the political
because you're actually on the D1WA committee.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of, I said to everyone, it's when I joined, it was, I'm here for drift.
Yeah.
I'm not here for us or them type stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. Just, that's always been my stance. It's, I want to better drift.
It has to be.
Yeah.
It absolutely has to be.
Yeah. You can't, you can't have such a small niche in a place like WA. And
WA, even though it's the largest state, it's so small.
Yeah. Considering you look over east, the amount of cars they get to a Matsuri, in excess of 150 cars. It's absurd the amount of cars they get for events and things compared to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we struggle to get 60 cars to an event. So
yeah. But I think that Andrew leaving is not necessarily a bad thing. It's a chance to breathe some new life into D1WA.
Yeah, definitely.
You kind of have to look at these things not as a door closing, but a door opening. It's new opportunities, new blood, new life.
Definitely. I mean, WA Drift went through the same thing. I mean,
absolutely.
Their whole committee changed.
DriftWest was born.
Yeah, and look how it's thriving.
Look at where that is. I mean, 2 years ago, I didn't actually think that WA Drift was an actual thing. It was all because of DriftWest, and I sort of got some idea of what was possible.
Yeah.
Talking about the election. Now, take your
D1
take your DJ going for Prez hat off. What do you think makes a good club president? Because the role of a club pres is it's a little bit abstract. Like not a lot of people know too much what the pres does.
The way I see it is you need to be a people person, but also my point of view, like from a personal point of view, is you have to be doing the sport to understand the wants and needs.
Right,
because,
so you've got to be an actual practicing driver.
You drive in events with the guys. I mean, as an example, taking from past presidents like Pat.
Yeah.
Pat Coates was always in events. He would always drive with the boys, boys and girls. He'd be out there, doing some battles, and then he'd stop, he'd carry on doing what he needed to, and then come back and have a play again.
Yeah.
You need that sort of thing so the drivers can feel that, hey,
so he wasn't necessarily competing, because I don't think I ever actually saw Pat compete.
No, so it was just to have fun.
I saw him drive. I saw him take passengers. I saw him actively battling and doing tandems with guys. And did. It did sort of enforce, I guess, to the outsider that this guy is about drifting.
Yeah.
He's for drifting. He understands what it's like on both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
Which I think when you're talking about the average drift club member is an important sort of important string to have to your bow.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like someone that, gets put on the committee for, say, grip racing that was a sprint car person.
Yeah.
They're not really going to...
What's your context? What are you going to bring to the table? What do you know?
He knows how to run a good sprint car event.
Yeah.
But, then...
What have you got to offer?
Yeah. And that's the thing. You need that. You need both sides of that.
Yeah.
You've also got to have the brain to know this is what it takes to run events.
Yep.
Which is a hard aspect. But then you've also got to have the person, the what would you call it? The personable side of it.
So you've got to be the face of the club as such.
Yeah,
you've got
definitely.
to be that pseudo spokesperson, of course.
And be willing to cop it in the ear from people.
And you will.
Yeah. People are not scared to share their opinions.
I don't think that's necessarily just a drifting thing. I think that's motorsport in general.
Yeah.
And to sort of further that, I think that's being on a committee opens you up to that kind of thing. If you can't handle the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Exactly. That's the one.
Yeah, that's been it. So the other roles that are available, the committee member role. So what is it? What does an average sort of committee member actually do?
A lot of our role, or a lot of the roles are shared. So it's more we're a jack of all trades type thing. So we tend to share the responsibilities here and there because we all live our own personal lives. So if someone's busy, someone else has to be able to pick up where they've left off.
So many people got different schedules. So many people have FIFO, kids, etc., etc. I mean, you've got kids yourself.
I've got a little daughter, so that again that plays into it a bit. I mean, it's sort of but having the with a committee member, it's not so much your skill set as such, but it's also how you interact with everyone else. Yeah, because I mean, you can be on a committee, but if you're not willing to work with the team, it's kind of
you've got to be a team player.
Yeah, you have to be willing to just suck it up, do what you need to do, get it done, and be done with it. Yeah.
So the vice presidency position. Who's vice president before?
Talia. I think Talia still somewhat consumes that role.
Right.
So I'm not too sure what's happening in that space at the moment. But so if Talia moves on or if anything happens, then that'll be a fill. Yeah. Or I think she wants to somewhat take a bit of a step back.
Because Talia handles an absolute shitload of the admin and the financial stuff.
She's pretty much been the rock for D1. Yeah. Like, you can't plug her enough. Yeah. Like, dead set, she's literally the glue that holds the club together. Yeah. Like, if she wasn't there, D1 wouldn't be around. Yeah. Like, with everything that's happened, with the change of prez, Andy leaving, just... She's taken on so much.
And I guess there are times where that role naturally does sort of fall to the VP in instances where the prez can't.
To be honest, I've been telling her to take the prez role. I said to her, do it.
There you go. You made for it. You've done your internship.
Yeah. Here you go.
Slide on in.
Trial by fire. Yeah, we're all of us. We're the same consensus in the committee group. We've all said, go for it. Yeah. We'll happily support you, but I mean, again, I think she wants to sort of take a step back a bit from motorsport and then, focus a bit more on life. But yeah.
I hear Talia's doing a piece with the Drift podcast.
Yeah, so that's actually, I think, so that was
that's about the ladies only event.
Yeah, so it's they want to promote that sort of thing. It's it's not something anyone's really considered doing.
Dude, that ladies drifting event, that it literally all the spaces. Do you know how many spaces they offered?
I think it was 16 or so.
They sold out in like a day.
Yeah. Funny to think an idea that came about with us joking around.
It was just a joke to start off with.
It was a joke. So basically, the backstory to it was we wanted to get Talia in a car. Yeah. Because Talia's never, I think she's done a few days here and there with Houston, but she's never actually...
Michael Juicen.
Mark Juicen.
Several times WA drifting championship champion.
The most humble tea drinker you'll ever meet.
And I don't know what it is about the tea. I just can't...
You want to please Houston?
I can't fuck with the tea. I just can't vibe
Just bring him a well-brewed tea and that man is fucking set. He's happy as Larry.
Juicen, we look, if we can get you on Department of Drift, we're going to get you a $50 T2 voucher.
Done.
All right?
Done. I think you'll like that.
I think it's fist bump on that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Done. We'll get him on there.
We'll present that to him on the show.
But so it started out as just as an idea between us, and then eventually we kind of said, let's take it a bit further. Let's try, advertise and see if anyone wants to get involved. And before you know it, it's become a full event.
Dude, it went off. And there's random blokes who don't have a wife or a missus that's involved in drifting.
It's gone.
They're saying, like, here's my car.
Yeah.
Have a go.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's awesome to see. I mean, we need it. We need the diversity in the sport.
Yeah.
You look in Japan, there's women drivers there that are competing in pro level with the guys. To me, it's the one sport where it doesn't matter what you are, male, female, or attack helicopter. You can still.
This is us setting up our political stance right here, right now. I think it's safe to say that we're kind of leaning to the right. That's not to alienate our lefty listeners.
Yeah,
but
So and I lost my train of thought.
Dude, the ladies drift day, it's fantastic. I think it fills a niche that hasn't been exploited, not exploited, but it hasn't been explored before. And if it gets us one lady who wants to become a drifter and who wants to join one of the clubs, wants to start competing, it's a win.
Yeah,
I think it's fantastic. So that was one of the D1 events. Now, sort of loosely affiliated with that, we had Driftability recently. Yep. Now, that was an absolutely killer charity event where money was being raised for the Ability Centre. Last count I heard, it was about $1,800 is going to be donated to the Ability Centre, which is all about helping disabled kids and young adults and sort of the disadvantaged.
Yeah, getting them.
Which I think is absolutely brilliant. And it went absolutely off.
That's another event that, it was one of those things where it was an idea and then it became reality. And I think, a lot of people sort of underestimated. You were there.
Yeah.
To put something like that on, the support from everyone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A few times I would almost tear up, like just seeing the joy on these people's faces.
So the whole premise of the event was that we had full competition prepped drift cars with drivers who competed either in D1WA or DriftWest competition. Pro Drift Rides WA, so Mitch Lana, Andrew Cahill, Ben Loke, Nick Owen, and there was
the SMG cars were there.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, Brendan, who used to compete, I think he was in King of Nations.
Yeah.
In Europe.
We had Darren Hort, the offsider from SMG there. We had Matty Jenkins from
Altitude Lake.
Yeah, Altitude Lake. We had Silvestro there. He's one of the drivers with
Mr. Steel Yell Girl.
Yeah, Mr. Steel Yell Girl. His interview, I actually on episode 4 of Wheel Time, I actually interviewed him. It was great.
Yeah.
Aside from the little nipple cameo from Matty Jenkins.
Thanks, Matt.
That was just off the chain.
He's still to this day. Silvestro's like, no, I don't think I did well. I'm like, man, you were awesome. Yeah,
dude,
so much energy.
Great interviews.
Yeah,
he's keen. He hit all the marks. I was happy, and I because I've done this for a few years now, I get pretty judgmental about
fair enough.
The interviews and the content that sort of come out of that kind of stuff. And he did good.
Yeah, no, he was
great.
good.
He answered all the right questions. Anyway, but Driftability was so good, and I think you might, because they were receiving cash donations, and the cash donations figure got up to about $2,000. Obviously, when you run an event like this with so many people, you have to feed them, you have to buy them water, you've got running costs. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff that people sort of go, you made $2,000 worth of donations,
but you're not giving
them $2,000.
Yeah,
well, there's a whole heap that goes.
There's
into
a few,
and that needs to be. You need to be mindful of that. But I think what we're also missing is it wasn't just the cash donations. There was a whole bunch of individuals, myself included, who offer services and such. Like I know our audio was kindly donated by Jansen Audio,
which is amazing.
Oh, dude, it was great. Just the fact that we could have a mic and have radio playing and keep the vibe up.
And just keep the mood live.
Yeah,
I think the other
PA announcements and stuff like that,
which helps.
Obviously, there was input there from DIY Garage. They were reimbursing drivers. I think there was some vouchers given out just to sort of make it to make it easier for the drivers to donate their time. So all of a sudden, they weren't copping the full 100% brunt of fuel, tires, mechanical wear and tear, all that kind of stuff. Because these drift cars, they don't fund themselves.
Yeah,
No one's getting a fully paid deal.
Yeah, none of us are sadly. We don't have the link sponsor.
We'd love to.
Link ECU if you're listening. We love you. The other big thing as well was, I think, as far as I understand it, they approached Barbagallo, and Barbagallo actually, I think, donated the track time.
Yeah.
Which, again, that in itself is not cheap. And, you know, use of the facilities. We had it for a whole day. Yeah.
So, I mean, and look, ultimately, we were not, we were involved with the event, but we were not intimately involved with the organisation of the event. So, pardon us if we have got some of the finer details wrong. But ultimately, the takeaway from this is that, okay, yes, there's a cash sum going to the Ability Centre, but I think what you really need to look at is how these experiences have translated to some of the kids and young adults and the carers that went into these cars. Like, it was amazing.
Yeah, you couldn't beat the look. I mean, the one moment for me was
Michael.
Yes.
Yeah. So Michael is a guy who sits in his wheelchair. He communicates through. He's got a sheet of laminated paper with symbols and yes and no and food and water and toilet and all that kind of stuff. He's a dead set motorsport nut. Yeah. Like I knew I'd seen him before. I've seen him at the Perth Motorplex. He comes to the Whoop-Ass Wednesdays all the time, sits up in the top row with his carer and just goes off on it.
Goes nuts.
Absolutely loves it. The funny thing about Michael, and this is in no way meant to be disparaging, but we taught everyone the symbols to like the signs for while they were driving or while they were in the passenger seat. So thumbs up was, I'm good, let's go. Thumbs down was, I'm not really sure about this. Can we just sort of take it a bit easy, maybe not drift, let's just do a bit of a sighting lap. And then arms crossed across the chest was, get me out, I have to get out, get me out now. Michael introduced a fourth sign into this. Apparently Michael's signage for I'm loving this, what are you holding me up on the start line for, let's go, is to give you the biggest finger. Yeah.
That was
hilarious. It was brilliant. He got sent out for his sighting lab, came back in, checked up, everything was okay. And literally he wanted to go again. Yeah. And Brendan Cullen, he was driving the Vert. Yeah. The SMG Vert. SMG S15 Vert. That was a pretty big deal, I think. And once we saw that Michael enjoyed it so much and wanted to go back out, there was a big weight off everyone's shoulders. We're like,
definitely.
If we can do that, we've got it, mate. We've got it, mate. Like, we can do this. And I think that was a massive turning point in the day. Yeah. But, there was a mixture of cars, mixture of drivers, mixture of skill levels. But ultimately, everyone was kept, safe. It was a great day.
The beauty as well was having, I think it was Robbie Coleman. Yeah. His sister was there, as well as a couple other people that dealt with, disabled people and that sort of thing with manual handling. Yeah. So that in itself was a big help. But, just to go back on with Michael was seeing him come around and manage to work his hand up the roll cage to do a thumbs up. Yeah. That was just an awe-inspiring moment. It was one of those things you see in a movie. Yeah. So, I mean, a resounding success, I think. And if Driftability becomes a yearly deal, absolutely, I'll jump back on board in a heartbeat. Yeah, it's definitely it was just fantastic. Definitely an event worth it. I mean, I hope to see Andy running with it more. Yeah, because as far as I understand, Andy and Ash are going to be taking that and running with it more. I hope to see it happening because I know for a fact from what I've heard from the carers and the some of the people that went for rides, it's some of them have said it's the best day of their life. Yeah, that's it was all because they might not necessarily get that chance. Yeah, like one of the blokes. They might go out for a picnic, or they might get to go. One of the guys said, they sit in front of a TV. Yeah, because that's all they do. They sit at the home. Yeah, they're in front of a TV, and that's all they do. Someone checks on them every half hour, and that's it. Hey, how you going? Yeah, cool. This was something so completely different, and it was cool. Definitely, I think we can tick that off the bucket list. Yeah, put a line under that. Yeah, this was pretty damn cool. Help a life-changing moment. Yeah. So moving on to the resurfacing. So as we know, Barbagallo is going through a big change again. Yeah, they're tearing up the track. There's a oh my god. Yeah, not for long, we promise. No, it's all going to go back, and it should come up
far better than before. So if you remember back to 2004, group contract Asphalt Tech, they actually did the resurfacing way back in 2004. Now, if you remember back to the most recent V8 Supercars event, massive tyre wear problems, like super abrasive.
Yeah, the chunks.
The qualifying tyres just weren't even lasting the warm-up and the hot lap.
Yeah.
They weren't. They just weren't. So what's happened is WA Sporting Car Club have got the same group of contractors in, and this time they're actually using a smoother and I believe a smaller aggregate. So back in the day, back in 2004, when it was first laid down, it was hailed as one of the best racing surfaces in the country. But obviously over time, with more traffic, you actually start wearing away what they call the fines, like the fine particles that actually hold the aggregate together. And what happens is you start exposing more and more of that
cavities.
Your actual surface area, your contact patch reduces, but it becomes infinitely more abrasive.
Yeah,
and that's the problem that we've had. I mean, that was 2004 that was changed. Yep. Now we're in 2019. 15 years of pretty high stress wear and tear.
It's the track's definitely copped a lot of abuse.
It's copped the hammering.
You think of it. I mean, you got drifters, you got bikes. Bikes are going in at speeds.
So I mean, bikes have stopped racing for I think it's the last 3 years. Yeah. But with this resurfacing and some track layout changes, touch in a sec, they are looking to actually come back. So I know that at the time of Driftability, just before the recording of the show, we had bikes doing a test and tune day, so like a track day as such. No times, but they were out there turning laps at speed, which was a massive improvement.
Yeah.
It definitely gave you a bit of a soundtrack today, didn't it?
Hang on, that's a bit of a weird sound to hear at the track.
Yeah.
You know, you're used to hearing your Honda come down the strap. Yeah. Or you're used to hearing the, what are they, the Swifts? Little Swift GTs that take like 3 years to change a gear.
The little Swift GTI is just like what I've got out there in the driveway.
There you go.
Coming to a Lemons race near you.
Oh,
yeah.
Would you drive me with that?
Oh, mate, of course. Sounds good.
All right. Do 24-hour Lemons.
Sounds good.
We got to plan that one.
Hey, we could do the Department of Drift Lemons race.
Yes,
that'd be mint.
Police outfits
in a
with a blue and red thing.
In a front wheel drive car. Oh my God, it's about as undriftable as it could get.
Mate, I'm sure we can find
we digress. We were talking about the resurfacing of Barbagallo Raceway. So Asphalt Tech have been over the Christmas period, and you have to give a massive nod of the head to Asphalt Tech for jumping on and being able to facilitate these changes and the amount of changes. It's a whole heap of work, and it's all in the Christmas break because Barbagallo Raceway, they want to be holding their events. They want to do drive days. They want to be doing drifting. They want to do all of that kind of stuff. So it was definitely in their best interest to get it done and dusted real quick. Now, the resurfacing is one thing. That's on track. That tender process for the resurfacing, I think, started way back in May. So it's been a while. It's been something that they've been working on for quite some time.
Because you've seen drips and drabs here and there. I mean, there was a Facebook group and that sort of stuff. I think it was unofficial WACC. You'd see some drips and drabs here and there on that. So I've been keeping a keen eye myself because as you know the tyre wear situation.
Now break it down for me. What how much? So you've got the D1WA Garage R33, one of the D1WA Garage R33s.
Yeah, because there's Casey, who's known as AKA my twin.
Yeah, CJ's twin.
His is green, but you know. Oh, it's a bit ASM for you.
Crisp. So crisp. Again, shout out to it's Matilda Bay Brewing Company. If you you're looking like you want to get on board, how about you jump on with Department of Drift? We will quite happily drink your beer.
Frothy department.
For sure. And the fact it was called a frothy, it's like I just want to sling it. It's like, it's frothy.
Yeah, done.
Again, we digress. Maybe it's the frothies.
It must be.
So the DIY Garage R33 that you pilot, what sort of horsepower levels are we talking to start off with?
It makes a humble 330, and that was low. The motor was tight, low compression. So
and which motor is that?
Just an RB25.
Yeah.
So bone stock. I mean, I bought the car with 178,000 Ks on it.
Yep.
Drove it for a year daily. Put just over 200,000 on it because I work. Live 500 Ks. I do 500 Ks a week to work.
Yep.
And had a tune, made 330, and decided to throw it around. I mean, going on to the tyre wear thing, coming out of you sort of come out the pit lane onto Cat Corner.
Yep.
first, second, third, grab fourth. By the time I get back to that same spot, no tyre left.
Really? So your out lap,
Yep.
coming into your hot lap,
Yep.
you just about use up a
Yeah.
whole set of tyres. Now,
Yeah.
which tyres are we talking? We're talking
Just
the
the
Salins.
Yeah, Salin 235
Now, they're a street tyre.
Yeah.
So as far as the tread rate, like a tread wear rating, they're pretty
I think
hard.
it's around the 200,
Yeah.
200-ish. So
Yeah.
they're pretty high. I always forget the numbers roughly, but yeah, I mean, again, on that, it also comes down to, your angle. So
Yeah, because it's not just the tyre rotating,
Speed-wise.
Yeah, it's also a lateral
yeah,
sort of tread wear as such that comes into it too. And obviously, if your aggregate of the actual surface you're on is rougher,
yeah, and that's the thing.
Increased tyre wear.
You can hear tyre, like if you got a cheap tyre,
Yeah,
barbs will chunk it so fast.
right.
You can hear a cheap tyre just like fall apart. You end up with what's known as D-lam, where you strips
you
the
lose an
tyre.
entire strip.
Yeah, you end up with little racing stripes in your tyre tread, which is not good. Doesn't work. But going back to with the tyres, it's the one good thing about barbs, you can see your progression pretty quick.
Right.
Because as you progress, you get better. You start throwing more angle.
Yeah.
Your pocket starts to hurt. our East Coast counterparts.
Your power level doesn't go up, your weight doesn't come down, but the dollar value and your tyre wear just goes through the roof.
Yeah, just purely because you're throwing more angle, you're making more smoke. You grab another cog and it's see ya.
God, yeah.
We're like over East. One of the things I've heard is a guy by the name of Denver Parker went to. Now, the facts could be a little off, but he went over to Bathurst with his R33.
Right.
So he does grip racing with it.
Yep.
He did, I think it's the Yokohama Advan A050s that they use. So it's a control tyre.
Yeah.
He did a full weekend at Bathurst on a set, which is 4.
Yep.
He does a set a day at Barbs. That's to give you an idea of abrasion level difference.
Right.
So
and that's why we were seeing V8 supercars with such massive issues with their qualifying time.
And that's why they were reluctant to even come here.
Yeah.
Because of it. I mean, the event cost for tyres is 3 times the amount.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about it, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they're racing all day, Friday, racing all day, Saturday, and then it's hard racing for a long period on the Sunday.
Yeah.
So the surface change couldn't have come sooner. I'm hoping it'll be, bring back a lot of people to Barbs for.
Yeah, I mean, regardless of whether it's drifting or not, the more people that are going to come and do a track day and do a drive day at Barbs, the better off it is for almost all of motorsport, really.
Definitely.
Around the area. I think if the venue does well, then we do well as motorsport enthusiasts.
Yeah.
Now, the resurfacing is one thing, but there's actually going to be a new corner added to. Now, do you know too much about this? Because this is just after Cat Corner, I think, or is it just after turn 3?
The way I understand it is you come out of Cat and then through the
just turn 1.
Yeah, so through the turn 2 and 3, through the S bend, they add in
before you get to V8 race.
Yeah, so before you get to V8 race, they're adding in. I think it's like a slip lane almost.
It's a chicane. It's calling it.
I think it's to help
the motorcycles.
Bikes.
Yeah, so the idea with the motorcycles is so that they wash off some speed before I believe they go into turn 4.
Yeah, because they tend to go.
Which is strange because, admittedly, the bikes have been racing at Barbagallo for a few years now, but I believe the deaths were caused on other parts of the track.
Yeah, I think so.
I believe turn 3 and 4 has not actually caused. I mean, we are not qualified. Let me be brutally honest. No. We do not have engineering degrees like the people that are
doing the track.
That are doing these investigations. But as far as I'm aware, there's been injuries for sure. There's been people that have run wide and gone off the edge of the track and down the hill, and that's a pretty considerable hill.
Yep, especially going up race day.
But in any case, a chicane, as far as I'm aware, at January 3, which is prior to this event, this show being recorded, they were surveying and they were laying the groundwork for that motorcycle chicane. Now, motorcycling is one thing, but that all of a sudden opens up possibilities for drifting. if we're allowed to use it.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I know that down in Collie Motorplex, I don't think the drifters are going to be allowed to use the track extension.
On that is just briefly.
As long as you keep it brief, mate.
We've driven as a D1 club, we've driven to obviously do a sliding lap of the track. We've driven that.
there's not much you can really do.
It's not going to favour drifting.
No.
Like, there's one corner where you use first gear.
Yeah, but across the back, it's just like a tunnel,
The wall.
isn't it? The
Oh,
wall is
man.
so high.
I could imagine coming down there, top of fourth gear.
Imagine the sound.
Oh, it'd be amazing. Just the sound bouncing off the wall, trying to slow
It'd be
down.
like tunnel runs without the roof.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've got daylight.
Yeah,
So, but yeah, that's
it'd be crazy. So, I mean, that's Collie. That's one thing. Hopefully, and I do say hopefully, fingers crossed that WASCC open it up. I can't really see why they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Okay, the motorcyclists might not necessarily be super happy about the drifters running on their bit of track.
Yeah.
But it's at the end of the day, it all falls under the WSCC deal. And if you are hiring the track, you would imagine that you would have the option to hire the entire track, which would include the motorcycle chicane.
Yeah, which I guess, though, the one thing, a caveat you could put in, I mean, there's as drifters, we do our best to try and clean up where we can. Yeah. You know, we don't try and harm the track in any way. Yeah. We love it just as much as everyone else. So I'm sure there's an agreement that'll come from it.
So in any case, moving on from that chicane all of a sudden opens up the possibility of new layouts. And the most glaring one that I look at is starting cars for drifting midway through turn one.
Yep.
Start them on the curve. Right, if it keeps the speeds down, or make sure that someone doesn't drag race away from you, that's fine. Run them through a cone chicane first to keep it in fairer. Yeah. Into that, depending on how wide it is, it looks like it's going to have a fair bit of width. Yeah. Run them into that chicane, and then up and out through V8 race, and then across the short course.
That'd be do like a loop.
How great would that be?
Oh, yeah, just to be able to do different varieties from the norm. I mean, the norm for years used to be V8 race. You start at like the end of Cat, go through the S's, you come up V8 race, do short course. Yeah, that was the norm.
And then
ADGP,
stop
and that was it.
on the coming down the hill.
Yeah, and
that was it.
And that was it. That's pretty much the variation, and that varied the length of.
Or you got a little bit freaky, and you started going reverse direction, coming out of the base and doing the ADGP.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And that was as crazy as we get. But now this, I mean, if we can use it, oh man, the thinking caps need to go on.
I think one thing that DriftWest really proved is that we can come up with an exciting technical layout given the constraints of the course, like given the constraints of the track. Yeah, that turn 7 layout. Yeah, I think with what we saw at DriftWest was the most finessed and on point layout that they could really run with the space that they were given. And I think it worked well. It tested
the elevation changes. The elevation change from coming, big third gear flick to a switch.
So this is the turn 7 layout following the track.
So you come into turn 7, third gear flick. You then switch back, and as you switch back, you're grabbing second, but you're dealing with an elevation change. Yeah. So if your car's not gripped up enough to push you back out, you've got to time that right, which is that part in itself is technical, which is what made the layout fun and allowed for a slower car to tend to dive on a person with a bit of a quicker car but a bit less experience. Yeah, and we definitely saw some of that. Oh, yeah. Some of the dives we're seeing where you cover your eyes, you're like, oh, no. Oh, they pulled it off.
The guys sacrificing line for length. And etc. Yeah, it was crazy. It was cool. So, I mean, ultimately, I think we can agree that the resurfacing is a good thing. Oh, yeah, without a doubt. It's needed. For drifters, for circuit racers, for motorcycles, everything. I think, and seeing the work, and we know that the quality of work is going to be there, and the fact that they have listened to the tyre wear argument, I think that's a great thing. Yeah, which definitely, I mean, the resurface is going to save everybody a lot of money. Yeah. That. Yeah. And I think hopefully it'll change the view V8 supercars may have had as well. Yeah. They might come here and do a night round. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. We'll have to double check on that because I think I did hear. Oh. I heard something that it's not gospel. Yeah. And because I think I've seen rumors of it going. Yeah, they've been doing a couple of night rounds. I know they did a night round at Sydney. And it went off. I would love a night round. I would love a summer night round here in Perth. Just warm. You can get your tent out and away you go. Be absolutely off the tent. Epic. So, kind of to bring it all back around to the start, upcoming events. Yeah. Oh, I mean, we've got 13th. We have the Ladies Only Drift Day, and that's a D1 event. Now that'll be held on the infield. Yep, on the infield of Barbagallo. So so cross over the bridge if you want to come down and watch. Yep. There's no spectator charge as far as I'm aware. Yep. So feel free to come over and watch. I mean, some of the ladies may get embarrassed
as they do.
Doesn't matter. Seriously, the fact that if they're there, giving it a go, they get the big thumbs up from me.
They'll get the support from everyone.
Yeah.
So the next event is
now this is the Jack's Hill deal.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill. Now this is a DriftWest event, and it's turned into a full-blown competition event. Yep. So this is not Jack's Hill. This is the hill climb track close by to Barbagallo Raceway. Yeah. And it's very tight. Like it's a narrow I think course. As far as I understand it was a go-kart track. Yeah. So down the very bottom of the hill where a lot of people didn't actually know that part existed, there's a starters box and things where you can see, and a lot of the clubs do, like you say, do the hill climb events there. Yeah. So it's probably well suited to drifting, to be honest. Yeah. It's car setup, that's the trick. Yeah. And then we've got a bit of time. I think there's a little bit of time, and then I'm trying to we're going to be coming back to you before we sort of get to that stage. So we will have, in upcoming episodes, we will have breakdowns and hopefully guests that participated in both of those events. So the one event I just remembered as well is on Feb 2nd, we have Nishi D. Nishi D. Now, as well. Yes. Yeah, we spoke about that a little bit ago. So it's a Drift School WA deal with 10 Leong. I think it's got a lot of potential, and I'm definitely looking forward. I didn't get the chance to catch the first one, but I'm definitely hanging out for the second one. Have a look. From my point of view, it's pulled a whole nother kettle of drivers. And surprisingly. Yeah. That's something that I wasn't expecting. Yeah. Neither. I mean, even Ken said to me, where do these people come from? Yeah, who are these guys? So it's a good thing to have, for sure. Yeah. So in closing, anything you want to plug? Go follow JMac. No, come on, let's talk about your socials. What do you got? JMac Media. Not my socials, your socials. I've got my little Facebook page, DJ Love to Drift. YouTube. LAUBSCHER. Yes. You got it. Well, I was one of the only. Apparently, I was one of the only announcers that actually came up and checked with you before I started actually calling your name. My name right. Yeah, boy. Not Labasha. Labasha. That's cool. Yeah. I got follow someone. Go sub to me on YouTube. Yeah, I'm sure that we'll have some blooper antics in both our channels. I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. The other thing I'm going to be trying to do as part of the podcast as well as channel is try and include events, that sort of thing, and do a little recap in the show. So obviously if you're listening to this, we're looking at starting up a podcasting account. Yep. So grab us there, but also we are starting with Instagram. Yep. So search us. I believe it's Department of Drift. So we've shortened Department. Yep. Keep it nice simple. DEPT. DEPT of Drift. Find us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and of course, we will also crank up the YouTubes. Yep. Too. So search it. Depth of Drift, Department of Drift. Yep. Find it there. For myself, search JMac Media. So that's real simple. JMac Media 1. It's JMac
People forget the dash sometimes.
Yeah, it's the underscore. Gets you done.
People forget.
I didn't. Someone else. There is another JMac Media, but I think he's in Vancouver.
Yeah. I think there's a JMac Beauty page too.
Really? Maybe it's a cross-promotion job. Maybe we can do something with that.
Maybe do some makeup materials.
Brazilian waxing? Do you reckon we can get Zaf in for a Brazilian?
I reckon if we give him enough red tins, he might come in.
Done. I
reckon a carton.
We'll convert him to the frothies. Yeah,
we'll get him a carton of frothies.
Get him a carton of frothies. It'll only cost us like $20. I've also got a YouTube channel. I have a blossoming vlog series. It's a motorsport series because I don't just announce drifting. I do motocross, I do enduro, I do drag racing, burnouts, car shows, the whole deal. So
pretty much anything you want made to sound cool, hit JMac up.
Wheel time is basically a look at all that kind of stuff. Likewise, if you actually have a car, a team, a driver, if you're let's call it an industry personality. Definitely get in touch with me if you want to feature on Wheel Time. But go give us a sub, give us a like, share it around. Would love to sort of have you guys on board. So Facebook, Insta, YouTube's.
Got them all covered.
Come and stalk me.
Yeah. He likes being stalked. Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, he likes to threaten with a good time.
So that pretty much wraps us up, man. I mean, first podcast. Department of Drift. Yeah. What do you reckon?
Good.
Yeah,
Do we need to do more?
I think so. So, like we said, the goal is to minimum fortnightly.
Mm-hmm.
Let's try and get it to a weekly thing.
Yeah.
If you guys have anything that you think we should be talking about, we are looking to try and sort of work in some more international and also national drift events. So, if you're listening to us from interstate, get in touch with us.
Hit us
We
up.
also have a Gmail account, dept, DEPT of drift at Gmail. Oh, sorry, it's info.
Yep.
Info.dept of drift at gmail.com. We'll stick a doobly-doo down in the description.
Down the bottom.
You'll be able to see. All right, man.
Sweet.
Give us a score out of 10. What do you think? Where do you reckon we went?
Yeah, I'm going to be harsh. 6.5.
6.5.
That's my fault.
6.5.
My fault.
Come on.
You're about a 9.
We were a solid, I reckon, an 8.
All right. Yeah,
All right,
I
put it
agree.
there.
So, done.
Done.
Boom.
That's it. We'll catch you next time.
See ya.